Hey friends, what's going on? Brandon Brown here, physical therapist and creator of Nutrition for Performance, the proven system to help improve your performance through the foods that you take in. Also, CrossFit coach and running technique specialist. What I want to get on here and talk today about is injuries and how the chronic injuries that you deal with, and sometimes the not chronic injuries you deal with, can be caused or at least flared up by or contributed to by the foods that we take in, or sometimes the foods that we don't take in. So I want to cover three things on this, and that is undereating, inflammation causing foods, and inflammation reducing foods. Hey Ismail, thanks for joining. Hey Alex. So first off, undereating. It's pretty common, especially if someone's trying to get leaner. So I see this a lot with my runners and with my CrossFit athletes. Hey guys, thanks for hopping on. I see it a lot with my runners and a lot with my CrossFit athletes who want to get leaner, and they decrease their food intake, which makes sense. Obviously, you need to have fewer calories in than what you use on a daily basis in order to lose weight. I get it. What happens though is we eat healthy and we decrease our food intake, so we get into this point that we're severely undereating, which our bodies can handle for a period of time. The problem though is when we do this for too long a period, it can contribute to some of the injuries we get. What happens is essentially your body, in order to survive, starts pulling calories from your tissues. So we see it taking calcium from the bones in order to function. And so we get stress fractures. We see muscle breaking down because it starts to take that to use for its protein or for the calorie use. So we just see basically what happens is when we undereat for long periods of time, we end up, and when I'm talking undereating, I'm talking like 1,000 calories less than what our body needs. So 300 to 400 calories less in order to just lose weight for long periods of time, not a problem at all. It's when we're like 1,000, 1,200 below, which I see a lot in athletes, that this is when these injuries start happening. So we're talking stress fractures. We're talking like tissue breakdown, muscle tears, tendon tears, all sorts of things happening that's more of like breakdown type injuries to our system. Can happen because of undereating. So I want to throw that out there. It's common. Like I said, I see it a lot with athletes, and I think it contributes to a lot of stress fractures, especially in the running population. So next thing is thinking about foods that can contribute to inflammation. So there's common foods that are known to contribute to inflammation in the body, but there's also, thanks for hopping on, Dan, Alex. But there's also foods that your body just doesn't tolerate well, and that can cause some of these issues as well. So when thinking about common causes of inflammation, of foods that cause inflammation in the body, we're talking about chemicals, processed foods, artificial sweeteners, even sugar. High levels of sugar can cause this inflammation in our bodies. So anything that's basically in a box and processed can definitely cause inflammation in the system. Now, along with that, everyone has foods that their body doesn't tolerate real well, and that's going to depend person to person. I've done a food intolerance test, so I know kind of what's going on with my body. Plus, as I develop different intolerances, I can tell because I know how my body responds to things because I've learned this. But it can be a simple process as far as eliminating foods and putting them back in and seeing what happens. But it's a lot of things that you don't even think about. For instance, for me, I don't do well with grapes. I don't do well with tomatoes. And even chicken and turkey is debatable for me. I can do it in small doses if it's like organic free range. So it can be very common foods as far as dairy, gluten, eggs, nuts and seeds. Like, it can be the very common allergens that can cause some of this inflammation in your body, but it also can be very just common foods you don't think about that might be causing some of these issues as well. So if you do have chronic injuries, chronic inflammation, chronic pain stuff going on, it may be worth your time to look into to work to figure out what foods could possibly be causing this. Along with that, if you don't take in foods that are that decrease inflammation in your system, then that can cause problems as well. So, or it can, I won't say it causes problems, but it doesn't prevent these problems. Plus, when we take in these foods that decrease inflammation, it also improves your recovery. So I rarely get sore. I recover a lot faster because I consistently take in these foods. First and foremost that I suggest to all athletes is going to be turmeric with black pepper. You need both of those for good absorption. Along with that, there's a lot of spices that decrease inflammation in the system, but simple food choices can as well. Pineapple is huge. Blueberries are huge for this. And then things with like your omegas and your omega-3s in them as well. So we're thinking like the fish oils, the fatty fishes work really well as well. So there's some simple things you can integrate into your system in order to decrease inflammation internally as well through the food choices. So there's a huge list that I have. Those are just kind of the main ones that I'm going to throw out there because they are the most common ones that I suggest for pretty much all of my athletes in order to help decrease their inflammation. So let me know your thoughts on this. If you want any other information on what could be contributing to your inflammation, what could be contributing to your injuries that you're getting frequently, definitely comment on here, let me know. And if you have any specific questions regarding your own personal issues with injuries or with your nutrition, definitely message me through Facebook Messenger. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. So hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.